Okay, so we can start now. Welcome everyone to the second episode of EduCast's podcast. Our guest today is Munisa Akbarova. She was admitted to Irena Youth Forum last year, and she is here to share some of her experiences as well as giving you some tips so that you can also boost your own application as well. Hello, Munisa. Thank you for joining us and taking your time. So, can you introduce yourself? And if you have a presentation ready, you are more than welcome to present it.
So, hello everyone. I'm really excited to be here today and share my experiences from being a youth delegate at Irena. It was an amazing opportunity where I not only got opportunity to represent my country, but also dive deep into the world of renewable energy. So I have a presentation, so I'll share a screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
So yeah, we'll start. So, my name is Munisa and I'm 17 years old. I am a student of Namangan Presidential School and I was accepted to this school last year when I was 16. So, this days I mainly focus on physics and computer science for A-level studies. And I was top 20 participant of UNICEF program and I'm a third year New York Academy of Sciences member. And I have contributed to different projects such as water sustainability and a project on minerals. So currently I lead Eco Committee, which is a huge society these days. And here I have the link if you want to just visit. Beyond academics, I like sketching and I dedicate most of my time for writing music. So let's start with the Irena Youth Forum. What is the Irena Youth Forum is a platform that gives opportunities for youth to represent themselves in this sector and raise awareness among population about how crucial this problem is. And Irena organization, which is like International Renewable Energy Agency, cooperates with different NGOs, organizations, and entrepreneurs to enhance skills of youth to work in the sector. So about the timeline of the event I took part is slightly different from this year. So deadline for youth to apply was due to like 31st of January 2024, but this year it's different. And I got invitation for the interview on 6th of February. And interview was not done by a person. It was on a special platform that recorded a video. And I did my interview on 8th of February. And I was I got an email on 13th of March. So I am starting with essay tips as this is the most important thing for you rather than my experience. So I noticed that this year essay topics have slightly different, it's different from the things that we had last year. But I will just tell you about like basic stuff to focus on. So I want to start with clear focus on achievements. You may effectively highlight your acceptance into a prestigious program or the research you did. So last year we were asked to write about the project we were involved. But this year it's about project we use conduct. So next is details. You should provide a detailed explanation of the mission and the task of the project you did, as it may show your understanding and involvement in the project. What's more is be mindful of the vocabulary because context matters. Use vocabulary that fits the context. Avoid vague words that don't fully capture the essence of your ideas, and keep precision. Choose terms that clearly express your ideas, especially when discussing technical aspects of renewable energy. So I would say that when writing essay, if you write essay about challenge or something like that during your project or something else, don't just waste 500 words for describing the project or the challenge. Focus on how you implemented solutions and the actual impact you made. Next is leadership and initiative. You should emphasize leadership roles in multiple phases of the project and demonstrate initiative, teamwork, and adaptability. What's more is that discuss your leadership in role so that you can highlight any innovative ideas or solutions you have contributed to in the renewable energy sector, particularly, for example, during international event. If it's local, it's okay. Next is impact on society. You should always show that you can make impact on the society where you live in. And it's important to, if you're writing your essay, it's important to conclude it by showing how your work project contributed to the research you did or something else, as it's important for showing the real world application effort. And based on mistakes I did, I would suggest that you should mainly focus on personal reflection. For example, my essay was heavily on the technical aspects, but lacked personal reflection on how these experiences affected me. So I would say you should include how you felt during these moments, what challenges you faced, and what skills you developed. So this can make your story more engaging. And mention networking recommendations, like build a strong network, building like a strong network by staying connected with past participants like me, so I can also help. And the next is you should show ambitious vision. You should convey a clear and strong commitment to addressing global challenges, especially in relation to the SDGs. It's really important to have research on SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals that were designed by United Nations, and you should showcase your passion for positive change. I specifically highlighted SDGs that really focus on challenges in Uzbekistan. So highlighting this kind of things is really excellent as it shows your awareness of global issues. And then concrete initiatives. Mention your leadership. For example, I led Eco Club and I mentioned it on my essay. So projects may demonstrate that you're already tackling action locally, which strengthens your credibility. Next is emphasize on plans. You should specifically state why do you want to participate and what kind of skills you want to earn. And plus, you should also mention what can you give them in return. Next is you should connect renewable energy sector with you, your interests, society where you live in, or simply subject you study and work on. So it's really important. And it really shows that you want to integrate your expertise with broader social benefits. Diverse collaboration. So as it's International Youth Forum, you will be working with people from different countries, from China, UK, US, European countries, African countries. So it would be better if you mention somewhere that you work with people from different countries or different regions. If you don't have such kind of experience, you may also mention how you worked with people from with different backgrounds compared to you, unlike your background. Next is long-term vision, expressing your desire to author multiple projects and address your major social challenges, for example, in Uzbekistan, make your ambitions clear. And prepare thoroughly for interviews. As I noticed, there is not going to be any interview, if I'm not mistaken, because you are required to record a video, 2-minute video. But last year we had interview, and so whatever, just know the challenges. Even if it's video or interview, research the main problems in renewable energy and how current solutions are addressing them. Be ready to mention these in your video and tie them to your personal role and contributions. And what I would really say is that you should have you should understand the sector. Before applying, thoroughly research the renewable energy sector. Dive into the finance, politics, human rights, and renewable energy transition strategies to understand how they intersect. Because renewable energy sector is not only about ecology, you can infuse finance, economy, and other areas. So last year we also had funding essay, and I really wanted to tell about this, but this year is just a question: do you need funding or no? So I guess this is not that important, but if you need, I can say that you should clearly explain why funding is crucial and show your determination as personal motivation to overcome social norms or challenges we have. As it can be like inspiring. You can infuse them on your essays too. And then emphasize on impact. Highlight how financial support from Irena will directly impact your ability to contribute to your fields of interest. Specifically, how it will enable you leverage your skills and network for greater impact. And finally, I would say you should focus on specific goals. Clearly link your achievements and aspirations to specific goals you hope to achieve with Irena's support. This can help underline why you are worthy candidate for this youth forum. So next is I want to tell about the youth forum itself after the application if you are accepted. So yeah, last year we had Irena Youth Forum from 14th to 18th April in Abu Dhabi. So from like April 14th and 15th, we had opening ceremony and forum at the Arab Youth Center. And then from April 16th to 18th, we had Irena Assembly, which was really high level event. And then on April 17th, we led it to World Future Energy Summit as an extra event. Okay, last year there were around 57,000 applicants and more than 80 youth delegates were accepted, with 35 delegates received like full funding. And from Central Asia, there were only 2 delegates, me from Uzbekistan, and there was Suyuna from Kyrgyzstan. And I really hope to see more people this year. So yeah, Irena Youth Forum took place from April 14th and 16th, like 15th, featuring sessions and workshops and panel discussion. So one of the objectives, I forgot to tell about Virtual Youth Blast. If you are accepted, before leading to Abu Dhabi, you will have Virtual Youth Blast. This is like the induction day, and it has a 2-hour virtual event that will allow youth participants to meet each other online and learn more about the Youth Forum and Assembly before arriving in Abu Dhabi. So after that, youth and partner-led workshops will be conducted. As you can see here we have like panel session with different high-level people. And these 60-minute interactive workshops will focus on cross-cutting themes of the Youth Forum. Youth delegates will be able to choose their own adventure. What I mean by own adventure, you will choose specific sessions you want to attend. For example, topics related to science, technology, sustainable finance, community implementation, and policy advocacy. So I attended technology sessions twice. Then we had a high-level closing ceremony of the Irena Youth Forum held on April 16th. It was at the St. Regis Saadiyat Hotel. And we had some panel sessions, more panel sessions. So these are the photos. Next, from April 16th to 18th, we attended the 14th Assembly, where we took part in bilateral meetings, youth booths, and youth lunch. So let me tell you about bilateral meetings. These 45 or 60-minute long meetings will offer youth a chance to meet with company or government representatives to ask questions and better understand their specific priorities. So this is a great chance to connect with organizations and NGOs that could really support you with your future plans. Next is Use Boost. Use Boost is a dynamic and collaborative space focused on two core things. First is youth engagement and participation as crucial elements in achieving a just energy transition. Second is recognizing youth as critical innovators in the tripling of renewable power generation by, if I'm not mistaken, 2030. Through hands-on sessions, delegates stopping by the youth booth can partake in interactive workshops, network with like-minded individuals, and use virtual reality simulators to immerse themselves in up and coming renewable energy projects and futuristic scenarios. Next is Youth Launch. It has been designed as a dedicated space for informal youth engagement, where dynamic discussions and innovative presentations will take center stage, focusing on pivotal role of renewable energy in shaping our future. So this is like basically a great space for youth to present their projects and get support. Next, on April 17th, we were at World Future Energy Summit, learning about new technologies that could really help to cope with renewable energy issues such as clean cooking technologies that could prevent renewable energy being burned. For example, in Uzbekistan, some people in rural areas burn renewable energy sources to get enough sources for heat, for example. Next is on April 16th, I had the honor of being a panelist at Women in Diplomacy session, and it was really a great chance for me to represent my country and Central Asia, despite being 16 years old. So here in the photos, Ms. Shabnam Shivokati, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development of Nepal. Next is Ms. Bearable Hone, Chair of Global Renewables Congress, and me. So yeah, thank you very much. So if you have questions, you may ask. So this was the end.
Okay, thank you, Melissa, for an amazing presentation. Personally, it was very useful. Before we dive into Q&A section, we have some questions. So, can you share any advice for students who want to apply for prestigious programs like this one? How they can stay motivated and focused on their goals?
So, let me think. My advice for anyone aspiring to apply for prestigious programs like Irena is to stay focused, authentic, and prepared. First, make sure you truly understand the program's goals and how they align with your own passions. Tailor your application to highlight specific examples of how you have made an impact. This shows that you are not just talking about change, but actively contributing to it. So stay on topic and be mindful of your vocabulary, clarity, and relevance. These are the key. Research the field you're applying for and use that knowledge to enhance your application and increase your credibility. So personalize your essays with stories that show your perseverance and growth. Lastly, be prepared for logistics. Ensure your international passport is ready to avoid any delays from after acceptance, because when I got accepted, I was required to send my international passport, but I didn't have one, and deadline was soon, so I had some problems with the Department of Internal Affairs. So yeah, keep believing in yourself, even if some other rejections, despite those rejections, they can make the eventual successes even more meaningful. So yeah, because when I got an email from Irena, that was the moment when, that was the week when I got rejected from Tech Girls and couldn't win the national prize Zulfia, so I was really depressed. And so yeah, this is my advice.
Thank you so much. So now we can move to Q&A section. Do you want me to read the questions or do you want to read them yourself?
Can you please read it? So
Okay.
because
So
I'm not.
one person asks, is academic achievement more important to go this event or essays?
Academic achievement is not that relevant because the most important thing here is your experience and like projects you conducted outside of the classroom, because classroom is basically on something not that wide, because through projects and programs you broaden your horizons, and it's important to enhance your CV too, because it's required, if I'm not mistaken, it's required to upload your CV. So academic side is not that important because I also have C's on my transcript. So more important thing is extracurricular activities you did outside of the classroom.
Okay. Another person
But
asks.
related to
Okay. So another person asks, is the project has to be associated with climate? Like related to
you mean
climate?
recording?
Yeah, it's a question from a person.
Could you please repeat it?
Okay. Is the project has to be related to climate?
So, renewable energy sector is related to climate, and it's part of it, and it's interrelated, like interconnected. So yeah, you can mention some climate issues and challenges, and also mention the solutions you want to implement. But basically, it would be also important to mention some other stuff than climate, because renewable energy is a really huge area where you can, as I mentioned before, infuse some other areas like economics, finance. So yeah, I guess it's okay to talk about climate change. But yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. So next question is, how much time you spend on writing essays?
Writing about essays,
Yeah.
like what
How much,
specifically?
how much time you spent on writing essays?
Okay, to be honest, I have a bit like a bad habit. I write an essay and read it like twice or three times and then submit it without any feedback. I did the same thing with this program. So I guess like no more than a week.
Okay. Another person asks, can we do some projects at school? For example, I think he's asking for projects examples that we can do at school.
Projects from school experience. So yeah, because I also mentioned my projects from Eco Club. So yeah, whatever a project that had a positive impact on the society. So even if it's like a small project or something else, it's important to mention your impact. The most important thing, not the project. Don't, as I mentioned before, don't spend like your words, characters um for wait a second. I have some technical issues. Подождите, пожалуйста.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Notes toch. Your impact and your role. And it's important to also mention those projects where you were a leader. So it doesn't matter what kind of project it is. It should be related to renewable energy sector or ecology. And you should also mention that you had a significant role to contribute also. Am I audible? I don't know. How much time is speaking? So I answered the question. Is it okay if we contact with you when we have questions? Of course, I can help you with that because I have those milestones and resources, and I can help you to provide you with information what to focus on. Do you have your own channel? Yes, I have, but там нормальных вещей нету. Там просто приколы мои тупые. Irenaдаги birinchi nutqingiz haqida gapirib bering. Irenadagi birinchi nutqim bu o'sha 16-aprel kuni Women in Diplomacy panel suhbatida qatnashganimda bo'lgan. Asosan mana shu sektordagi ayollar hamda yoshlarning vazifalari, rollari va O'zbekistondagi mana shu sektorda ishlovchi odamlarni ayollarga nisbatan bo'lgan muomalasi haqida savollar berilgan. To'g'risini aytaman, ozgina asabiylashib to'xtab qolganimda, как бы сказать, auditoriya yaxshi bo'lgan. Qo'llab-quvvatlashgan, ya'ni juda pozitiv atmosfera bo'lgan. Shu. Lekin it was like a good opportunity for me to speak up because it was the best stage I had in my lifetime, because I saw people who were really interested in my country and role of women in this sector, especially STEM, ecology, renewable energy sector. So even if I was nervous, I made it. So yeah. I'm your fan. Thank you, bro. So, have you applied to World Youth Festival? No, not yet, but I'm planning. I'm not sure about deadline. I'll check it out. Really? The same thing. То же самое с этим. Я вообще не зарегистрируюсь туда. Before this project, did you participate on other projects? So yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm a third-year member of New York Academy of Sciences. I started my project with water sustainability. I had research on the flocculation process, imprinted polymers, And then I focused on role of women in media literacy. This was part of the 1000 Girls, 1000 Futures program. And this program is also part of the New York Science Academy. And then I focused on the research on research in minerals. And the last project I worked on was waste management. We have designed an app that could really raise awareness among people and learn them the strategies and the ways to manage the waste they have. So yeah. And besides, I have participated in UNICEF program where we launched 2 nanosatellites with a prototype, and it was a research with biomaterials. And the another nanosatellite conducted some sensors to measure the moisture, pressure, temperature, and we compared data we got from 2022 and then compared the data from 2023 to see the rate of climate change. And as I said before, I'm leader of the school eco committee, and we have conducted more than 15 projects with our school students and more. So recently, I've also participated in International Youth Eco Camp, where we worked on strategy to encourage youth and children and to help them to contribute to the ecology. And it was the part of preparation for COP29. And these days, I'm just busy with college application and nothing. So yeah. When you start joining the projects and in your age. No, I started joining projects when I was 13. My first program was ICT for Girls, where I was part of the STEM team, and that was the first time I've been into physics and robotics, and I was encouraged by my mother. And still, the same thing, my mother is the one who sends me scholarships and programs on a daily basis. Спасибо, мама. Так, where we can find the programs you want to attend? Так, тут реклама получится. There is a channel, Students Hunter, if I'm not mistaken. Showed your brother, he's my teacher, and he has a channel. So there you can find. There are some other official websites and the same thing on Telegram, Grantlar Us. So yeah, EduGrants Us too. Any tips to write an essay for Irena? If they recorded the presentation I demonstrated, you can rewatch that and write your essay. No.
Thank you, Anissa. Our time is limited, but we would like to hear more from you. I think our subscribers can DM you and you can help them personally, right?
So yeah, you can DM me if you need help.
Okay, so thank you so much. It's been a very great session. It was very useful, hopefully, for everyone. So that's it.
So